Hey guys. And he was kind of beating all around the bush, and he said the reason was because really the person he has back home is his findom, and that she's finding. And I was like, what? That's a thing?
But there's applying it, and then there's the actual action of communication.
Right.
Like when you discipline a child, you tell
Keep going. And then when we do it, you guys say, "Scissor me, daddy," like that. All right.
No, you know.
This is
Different.
not the fucking thing to do. Like,
I think that's normal.
I got you, like, buddy.
I can't.
I can't help her.
Minutes later, I see a pizza slide under my door. No contact. Like, I'm good.
You see the pizza slide under the door with the hands, and your fucking hand slam down on top of it and grab his.
We have an initial physical type of what we like to see initially, because our eye is always drawn to something. I can see a tall guy, big and broad shoulders, and I'm like, ooh, nice. But if he talks to me, and I'm gonna be like, maybe not. Okay, so Mike, until we get the rest of the guys in, do you want to start with your first question for us ladies? First of all, are you drinking a Capri Sun?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. First things first, what is happening?
All right. So, solo dolo for now. But welcome to the We Got Questions podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Hennessy, right there. Just sitting here for a quick second while more people come in. But welcome in. 7 o'clock. Now 7:03. But you know, we here. So I'm here for a second. So welcome in once again to everybody. Still waiting for Basic to come through. Should be here soon. But today's topic, we are talking about. I gotta get that right now. I meant to put this in there while I was waiting. So it's about relationship standards and the emphasis on relationship standards. Why do we feel the way that we feel about these standards, and why do we hold those standards to relationships or anything like that? So that's what our topic is going to be about today. I feel like my camera is so zoomed in, it don't make no sense, but whatever, camera, you do you. But once again, relationship standards, that's what we're talking about today. Relationship standards and why we feel as though they're important. What's up, Kristen? Oh shit, what the hell is that? What's on? How are you? Everybody is watching, welcome in. Thank y'all for tuning in. I try to do my little thing and just share it out to people, but I'm just sending stuff out to people now. But sorry, I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. Anyway, so all right, relationship standards. Once again, what is important to people in their relationships? If I had to say so for myself at this point, I would say that my 5 things about a relationship is trust is a big thing for me. Trust has always been a big thing for me. I don't know why, but it's always been a big thing, because it's not about trusting you as far as the cheating and all that other good stuff. I think it's trusting you as far as like, how are you with me? How are you with yourself? Like, can I trust you that you're going to be okay without me, or somebody like me that's going to be around you? Like, can I trust that you're going to make, good decisions on how, you move and stuff like that with me? Trust that things that I tell you and things that we talk about isn't going to get out there. Like, those are big key things for me. And then I have like commitment. Like, commitment is, it's how you're committed to this, whatever we and you have. It's committed, are you committed to the process? Are you committed to the part that we could possibly like have issues with each other? it'd be okay. You have commitment to self improvement. Whenever you feel like you need it. I'm not one to tell somebody, yo, you need to be improving in life. Like things happen. So just how you are you when you do it. Like are you a committed person, especially to yourself when it comes to doing things? Like are you committed? Committed with a more healthier lifestyle. If that makes sense. Like just being committed with taking care of your body and taking care of your soul, taking care of your mind, doing the things that that is going to help you out. I also say, you know, what are your commitments when it comes to your family and your friends? Like, do you honor, commitments that you have towards people, like in life overall? Like, is that a thing for you? Um, We'll go more into detail once Basic get in here and she start asking the questions. I also have a thing for intimacy. That's big with me because I'm like, I love like my love language is as far as certain things is shouldn't always just be a love language. It should be naturally who I am. So naturally, I like intimacy. I like spending time. I like holding. I like touching, and I like um, going out and doing things that I can create memories with you about. Like I love being able to sit back and create the memory of like taking a walk somewhere, maybe sitting at a particular place. I remember this is one of the dopest things, but I remember going out on a date with a crush I had years ago, and probably about 2021 sometime. What's the greatest thing I'm new? I got you. I'm gonna post that up in 1 second. But I went out on a date with her, and she took me to this place. We sat on top of these rocks and was able to look over everything. Um, I love scenery a certain way, so it was like being able to look over and and see um and see like how the city looked a certain way. It was dope. I still have it on my phone to this day, like sitting there and just looking at that stuff. Like spending that type of time was dope. And um that's something that I literally still sit in my memories about. I still sit there and I still think about things and I still, that stuff still comes back to me a certain way. Like it still sits within me and I love things like that. That's I feel like for that moment it's an intimate moment because you got to sit there and talk and deal with some stuff, and share some experiences maybe that you're having and as you're going through in life. So that was a big thing for me with that. Also intimacy sexually. Like I'm a big sexual person when it comes to intimacy. I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna do things to you. I might egg you on if I know we are in that life and we do a particular thing. I'm gonna egg your ass on, and it just is what it is. Like that's just what it is for me and in the relationship. Like I feel like once we are at that point, I will do things, especially when I know like we're gonna do things. Oh my gosh, like I like buying little things and doing things or whatever. Like and don't get it messed up. Like if my intimacy gets turned off, it gets turned off. But when it's on, I'm touching stuff. And then me being a fan of certain body parts in a woman, I'm gonna touch things. Like I'm gonna touch this, I'm gonna touch this because it's just what I do. Like you could just be sitting there and I'll just touch it. Like just because. Like I don't know. That's just how I am. And then I also like when a person come to me, sits with me and hugs on me and love on me a certain way. Like I like that too. Like I think that's pretty freaking dope. So let's put Kristen's comment. All right. Those things are great as a single mom new to the dating world. I'm learning to put myself first in areas. So for me, I need a partner who can help hold me accountable with the areas I want to grow. Hell, the accountability part is the part right there. That's the part. That is definitely the part. Um, that stuff is something that sits in the relationship standards for me too. Thank you for kind of getting to that point, Kristen. um, that thing is a thing. Like, oh, well, Y'all good?
Yes, I will be.
You will be?
Yeah, I'm
Oh
fine.
no.
It's just my nerves are a little shot, but I'm good. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All
Hi
right.
everybody.
Okay. Yeah, okay, you're rubbing at your heart, so this is serious.
Yeah, just made my anxiety go up really high, but I'm
Okay.
good. Hi. Hi, Kristen.
All right, I got you. All right. Look, you're here. So
I'm here. Yeah.
okay.
But
Um now just starting on the topic of,
okay.
the the standards in life and the standards in relationships and stuff. Overall,
Mhm.
I talked about the commitment thing for me. Commitment is a big thing for me. I talked about how trust is a big thing for me because um it I got to trust you not because you're going to cheat on me. I got to trust you because are you able to hold things? Are you able to not pillow talk me and then go talk to somebody else? Those type of things. Like
Yeah.
important to me, and it's not nothing to do with necessarily just the relationship. That is the relationship to me. Are you
Yeah.
telling people things that me and you talked about? I have
Like
a picture.
loyal I think it's almost like loyalty, but I think loyalty looks different to different people too.
Hmm.
But no, I get what you mean. I'm big on that. I'm big on that period with any relationships that I have, whether it be friendships or not. Like even if it's a falling out with someone, um or if I have a falling out with someone, if this is somebody who is important in my life, those are not the kinds of things that I discuss with just everyone. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah,
Because if I cared about you and I cared about the relationship enough, I'm not going to go talk about everything that happens
right,
in our personal relationship to other people out
right,
of out of loyalty to you. Even if we are not still on good standing, I don't operate like that.
right. Listen, I completely understand. You don't want to compromise your friendship or your relationships with
Yeah.
anybody due to the fact that you like to talk.
Yeah. I and also like I'm the kind of person that I value relationships a lot, whether or not they work out or not. The ones if I found you to be a person that I wanted to bring close to me, especially when you're in like a romantic relationship too. If this is someone who you trusted at one point enough to like share intimate details, you guys may have your differences and you may go separate ways, but like certain details of your relationship should not leave the room.
No.
Especially when like if y'all
No.
are still together and you're arguing, the last thing you want to do, don't you hate like when you see like I was gonna say a Facebook post, but that was gonna age me, but it does happen mostly on Facebook, right? I used to have this friend who would post all of her and her husband's relationship issues on Facebook
Okay.
every single time. And they always ended up back together. But you just drug him through the mud 2 weeks ago. Like drug him through, like said everything you could think of about this man on Facebook, and
Okay.
y'all are back in love. So now
Right.
you look crazy. You know what I
Now
mean?
you
Not
look
only do we
silly.
know all y'all's business, but you look crazy. I just never understood why anybody would want to do that. Like why put all of your personal, especially when it's somebody that you don't intend on leaving.
Right.
Why
I
would you
think
put your all's business out?
I agree with you as far as that. I've had people. Oh man, one of my exes. I don't know if she ever watched the show, but you know who you are. She used to tell her family stuff, and I used to be like,
Mm,
"Why do you talk about things?"
right.
That was just being younger
Hmm.
and trying to learn. There's a big age gap between each other,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like anything bad. It's just that when you tell people things, these things don't leave people.
Right.
People hold on to stuff like your family, and sometimes, not saying this is an actual thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes your family, they are very vindictive, and you don't know it. They will utilize shit against you as a weapon.
Yeah. But people can hold on to judgment. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You may not have gotten over it, but your family members, or you may have gotten over, but your family members may not have.
nah,
Like you may have just been venting in the moment because you were angry, but they are still think about that
yeah,
and keeping it up here. And I know some people's argument about talking about things that happen is that they need someone to talk to help them like process it and maybe like figure out what they want to do. But it's just, I feel like it's such a slippery slope. You know what I mean?
Super slippery slope.
Do you feel like the things that your standards for your relationships have changed over the years?
All the time.
Yeah. I think
that's the one thing that's a consistent changer in my life. My standards.
Yeah.
My standards change all the time.
What I think, especially with age, with where I am in life, with those changes, what I'm looking for in relationships and what I need out of relationships have changed a lot.
Yes.
What I'm expecting from my partner has changed a lot. What I'm expecting, the things that my criteria, not necessarily criteria, but what I'm looking for or what I think I might need in or out of a relationship has completely changed. Of course, 20-year-old me is different from 41-year-old me. So what I might have been looking for or needing or felt like I wanted or needed to be happy at 21 is so different from what I think I might want or need now at 41.
Yeah.
At 21, I probably would have said I need someone who wants to be married or would be looking to be married. That's not a necessity for me now. It's not a necessity. It really isn't. I know people get confused by when I say that. Like I think they think that I'm saying I don't believe in marriage, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I think of marriage a little differently in the terms that it's not a necessity for me to be happy and to feel fulfilled in my life.
Right.
I think if it would happen, it would be great. But if it doesn't, it's okay. And I do feel like also I could find a life partner and we might not necessarily have to be married. It's just it's not a priority on my list.
Right.
I feel like you can be committed to a person and not necessarily have to be married. But if that's the place that we go, or if I feel like that's the place that we want to go together, or that's where we grow together, then I'm all for it. I believe in marriage. It's just not, it's not on the top of my list of things that has to happen right away. I'm not saying that I have to be married immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So since we're there as far as marriage, do you think that what do you think of marriage today? Today, and what I mean by today is, how like a lot of the expectations for back then were, being married, and if you're not married, then you're not succeeding in life, or that. And I'm not saying that's 100% what it was, but I know more people that say, "Oh, well, you've never even been married," or as like a way to throw it at somebody, like as if you could marry yourself. And nobody's saying they got people that isn't married or anything like that, but it's like, how do you feel like this marriage thing is being played? The reason why, let me share this one thing. The judgment kicks in with people being married. That you can't find a partner, but they're like, well, you looking at the wrong week. It's like people judge you heavy when it comes to being married, as if like just because they're happy, that doesn't, that means the whole world of married people are happy. Where some of the worst stories I hear come from people that are married. What do you think of the issues, or do you think that why do we put so much emphasis today on it? And is it important? Is it an important factor?
So I think it's still important, but I think it is definitely it's looked at a little differently. I can only speak from the point of view of like how I grew up and where I grew up, from a Black Southern small town mentality. From where I'm from, and from many towns that are very similar to where I'm from, marriage is like a rite of passage in life. You know what I mean? It is almost like a status symbol. Once you get married, like you're successful, you're an adult, you have a family, you've done what you're supposed to do. You fulfilled like a purpose that you're supposed to fill, right? And even if it's not necessarily told to you, you see it, you see the importance of it, and you know that that's what you're supposed to be living up to. I had a lot of friends in high school who married right out of high school their high school sweetheart, because that was the natural evolution of what our lives were supposed to look like. You're supposed to graduate, either go to school, and before you start having kids, you get married, And a lot of people, because the natural progression of being a successful adult was marriage, they just married their high school sweetheart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're so young right out of high school, we don't even know who we are. We haven't done like half of the amount of growing that we're supposed to do and figuring out who we are as people, but we're making very adult decisions that are super serious. And yes, some of those relationships work, right? But a lot of times they don't, because we evolve from a child to an adult, and we grow, and what we want looks different. And maybe even our partner, what they want looks different. And we might be growing in two totally different directions, and we just don't know enough about ourselves. But I remember I have so many, especially from a southern small town, not only like within the Black community, a lot of my like white friends, it's the same thing. They got married right out of high school. Early in college, and it's celebrated because it's almost like you've accomplished something. You get married, you get a house, you start having children and building a family. With my older sister got married very soon out of high school, but not because my mother, like we were pushing it. She fell in love and got married, right? My younger sister, it didn't happen so quickly, but it was still like within, I think it was like in her early 30s that she got married. Her and Alex got like late 20s, early 30s when they got married. But she waited a bit, and I think it's because she was more like me, really trying to find the right person if she was going to get married. We just knew that within our community, a lot of times that's looked at as important. But I think for me and her, I don't know, we weren't rushing it like we felt everybody else was doing. You know, like we weren't rushing to just marry the first person who said, "Will you marry me?" But
yeah, you gotta be wild,
right? But a lot
gotta
of
be wild.
That's what happened. You know, it was the idea of being in a relationship and being married and being successful. Successful marriage a lot of times was the equivalent of being successful within our community. And I have friends who, like, now they got married right out of high school. Of course, they got divorced, got married again. I know people who have gotten married so many times because it's the idea of not being married. Hey, Charlene, it's the idea
of CC?
Being married that makes them feel unstable. Right. It makes them feel less accomplished. Right. I know to this day that I have family members who think that there's something wrong with the fact that I've never been married. You know what I mean? They question it, or they feel sad for me, like I've lived less of a life. You know what I mean? They feel like my life hasn't been completely fulfilled. My mother just asked me yesterday, was I dating anybody? She was like, maybe one day you'll find somebody. Literally, she said to me, maybe one day you'll find somebody. You won't have to work as hard no more. Like, literally, like that was our conversation. She was like, so you ain't seeing nobody? And I was like, no, not at the time. She was like, I think you just have to like step outside the box. She's like, you don't even pay nobody no attention. She was like, you never smile. I was like, what are we talking about? She told me I don't smile when we go out places. I don't pay attention when men are looking at me. I walk too fast. She told me all the things that I do wrong. And that's why I can't meet people. I walk too fast. I don't smile when I go out. I'm not paying attention to the men that are looking at me. And maybe one day I'll find a good man to take care of. Like, maybe one day you'll find somebody to settle down with, and then you won't have to work so hard, and he can help take care of you. Because that's, and she means well. She's not saying it.
Yeah, of course.
She means well. I think it hurts her because she thinks that, right, the whole breakdown, she thinks that I'm missing something in life. It makes her sad that I have a partner. She wants me, and not because she's embarrassed.
What's going on?
She wants me to have that. To her, that is what makes a person's like life complete. And my life has not necessarily been completed in that way because I'm not married.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, a lot of family members are big on marriage and kids. We'll just say that. I'm sorry. Especially more. I'm sorry. Especially more. I was struggling bad. Especially more pressure for women than men.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Currently in my family, there are two of us.
Good evening.
within my cousins, with my sisters, actually there's 3 of us that are not married. My youngest cousin, however, has a boyfriend, and they're headed that way. Me and my cousin right underneath me, we have never been married, and we're like, at this point, we're the old spinsters. We're the cat ladies. Like they're losing hope for us. They don't understand what's happening. Like how come we've not found anyone? And I told my mom, no, it's okay, Shanti. I told my mom to not be surprised if I don't get married. I said, if it happens, that would be great, but I don't want you to think that I feel like I have to have it. I think a lot of people, I said, for me, what marriage means to me is what is different for other people. You know what I mean? I would look at marriage as something more symbolic of me finding, like it would more be about symbolism to me. This is my person, the person I want to spend my life with and do life with. You know what I mean? It's more of a symbolic sort of thing. Family and home. I've had my child. I'm not having it anymore. You know what I mean? I've done the building a home thing by myself, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. We're good. You know what I mean? But I've done that part. I don't need marriage to make those things happen. So that's why I say if marriage happens, it's great, but it doesn't have to necessarily happen for me.
Right.
To have those things, for me, it's more symbolic. It's not a rite of passage. It's not the next stage of my life. I don't look at it like that. I think a lot of people look at marriage as this is the next progression forward of how we're supposed to move in life.
Yeah.
And I look at it as if we get married, it's more of like it's an expression maybe between our in front of like our family and God. This is our person, but it's not a thing that has to happen in order for us to be successful and have children and build a home. At least not in my life. Not at that point. I'm too old for that.
Right.
I reached a pretty old threshold, so that reality doesn't exist for me anymore.
Now I will say this because it's something now I know you don't think like this or anything like that, but a lot of the times because of you being 40 something, and don't mean that you're about to grab food when that's what's up, grab that food. But a lot of the times because you're 41, there's this sense of, oh, she's getting old, and it's like it's not that it has nothing to do with somebody getting old. It means that, hey, maybe I didn't meet somebody that met my standards, and y'all just didn't see it that way. You know, y'all don't see it.
There's probably a ton of reasons why I didn't get married, and a lot of it had to do with my own personal choices. Like I've said a couple of times that I chose not to date a lot with Lola, and a lot of that probably hindered me meeting people or putting myself in positions to meet someone maybe that I might have been able to build that bond with. But you know, that's just how my life went. Do I feel sad about that? No, I don't. I mean, and you can look at it and be like, yeah, it's unfortunate that I didn't find a person, but it's just the way that life went for me. Yeah, I'll be 42 next month in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks exactly. Actually, yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, birthday coming up.
On the 14th, I'll be 42. And it's funny because people are like, oh man, you getting old. What are you going to do? First of all, I can still get married at 40, 41, 42. I can get married at 50 if I want. If it happens, I can get married at any age. Have to be a young, like that. It's so relaxed.
You gotta be a young whippersnapper.
Also, my life hasn't ended. Okay.
It is. Okay, that's how they act. Do people act like that? No, that's on over.
Like you would swear, but like I honestly feel like you know, there's a lot of things that I feel like I've learned about myself in the later years of my life that I didn't know or understand about myself when I was younger. And I don't know how a relationship would have looked for me, not knowing certain things, or maybe not understanding what my own personal like working through my own stuff, what that would have looked like in a relationship had I not worked through some of that stuff. You know what I mean? Me understanding my patterns, the traits about me that could potentially be toxic, patterns that I might do for myself that might not be the healthiest patterns for me mentally or emotionally. I didn't have the emotional maturity when I was in my 20s to understand those things. I honestly feel like I could bring more to a relationship
Yes, this here.
that I would have able to bring in my 20s.
Knowledge
Knowledge and wisdom.
On you right now.
Is it? Am I cutting out?
It was. It's back, but at first I said, "What's going on, AJ? What's up?" Podcast time, AJ. That shit was like, meow, 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 meow. It was pop locking.
I was wondering. I was like, "What's the pace?"
Somebody.
Oh,
it was glitching.
It was glitching.
Yeah. Healthy relationships with yourself and others. Yes, he was answering.
My bad, y'all.
You're good. It's not you. You're in the future right now, I think, or in the past. Wait, yeah, I think you're there. Everything I say is coming through like a couple seconds later. Are we live together now? Huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just making sure.
Confused, and I don't know what's happening. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. You continue. I was messing with you.
And listen, I don't know if there's a delay or not. I don't know what I need to do. I'm so confused.
No, you're good. You're good. What's up, Brazil? Walmart Internet. Hey, no, don't try to come in my co-host. That ain't the Walmart Internet. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Tell them to watch it. Watch it.
She said, "Watch it, dear pal." No, I'm playing. Oh yeah, you was wild for that one this week. You was wild. I've seen that shit. I had to look at it twice. I'm like, what is she trying to say? And then I started listening to the words, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, yeah. You trying to get me? She turned into a robot. They said you turned into a robot. Yeah, she like Optimus Prime in them, so you know, it's a chance that she might turn into one of those. But okay, so I'm trying to see. Let's move away from marriages, right? Because I mean, I could talk about marriages all day, but it's like I'm too simple when it comes to this. My ass ain't married. There's nothing for me to talk about right now. Do I want to be? I think that's a goal in my life to do it. The more and more I move on in life, the more and more that shit makes me think. But I have to. It has to be. It just got to be the right person.
Yeah,
it has to be the right person because just like I had a kid one time, and it's like I didn't have I had people in my life that I was like, yo, I would have a kid with you, yes, but that time has come and gone at this point. 40 people sitting here like, oh, give me this. Listen, the way my pockets are set up, right? Not that I can't do it. I just don't want to do it that part again. I'm not faking on certain, but it's like my child's mother scarred my ass from ever wanting a kid again. A little bit.
Oh, I was gonna say, you mean in terms of having another child?
Yes. Then there's the world aspect where this world ain't shit.
Question: if you met a girl and you really liked her and she said, I want to have children, would that mean you don't date her anymore? If you really like her, what do you do? What is your position? Chances
are I might not get to that point because I will say it early. I'm gonna say it right when I don't have that oomph for you. I'm gonna say it right there in that beginning pages. I mean, the beginning stages, right? A part of my standards. I don't know if I want kids at this point in my life. I'm at a certain stage in my life. Like I want to settle down, but at the end of the day, I still am enjoying. Oh, of course, Brazil. We knew it was all love, brother. I am enjoying my life, and I'm enjoying what stage I'm in my life now.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean that yes, I had my child. I don't want to be selfish with nobody, but I've created a certain happiness for myself in life, a certain joy for me in my life. What will happen if I have a child and that person is a certain way, and that person is maybe because children can change people. I'm not saying it necessarily means a bad thing, but sometimes it can change people. What if she walks into the room and you feel that oomph of love?
What if it's like, ooh, I have to have her.
Sometimes it just don't work that way with me.
Okay, so hear me out, okay? Hear me out because this has happened to me. And yes. I told you this. I have for years, and I'm back on track. Nobody get worried, okay? The mind's back on track. I have for years said I don't want to have any more children. My daughter is 19. Will be 20 this year. And no reminder. Oh, Craig's getting at you.
He said no reminder. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I apologize. But chances are the reason why people would know is because they hit that notification bell on there and it will show everybody when we are going live. It shows me every time. No, I'll mess with you, Craig. Nah, I'll mess with
But
you.
my daughter's 19. She'll be
What's going
20
on, bro?
this year. And I had said for the longest that this was a year for the both of us of transitioning into a new phase of our lives. She's learning who she is as a young adult, and I had to figure out who I was going to be outside of being a mother. But I had a relationship, I fell in love, and I reconsidered having children. Now, we did have the conversation where I told him I did not want kids. We had that conversation. He said that he did want children, and I just let him know that might not be a thing for me. Like, I can't promise you that I'm gonna want to give you that, because that's not even in the cards. I don't want to start over. But I entertained the thought of having another child because I was so caught up in my relationship. I was happy, and I was like, if we can stay happy like this,
Yeah.
and
Why wouldn't you?
and our relationship works, then I might entertain it. But
Mhm.
he knew that that was not in the that was not something that I had planned, that was not something that I wanted, but I was willing to entertain the thought of having another child. Now that relationship is over, I don't know if I would entertain that anymore. I don't think I would. I think whoever I end up with really has to understand that that's not where I see my life going. I really don't. As much as I love being a mother, I don't know what it's like to not. I don't know what it's like to gosh, I don't know how to put this appropriately. I don't want to say how to not be selfless.
Mhm.
I just I put a lot of things on hold in raising my daughter, and a lot of
Right.
things to the
Mama
side, and
podcast.
I missed a lot of experiences, and I don't really know who I am outside of being a mom. I really don't know what that person looks
Ooh.
like, and I'm really trying to figure out what that person looks like. And that's really important to me. I love being a mother. I don't regret any of the choices that I made. My
Yeah.
daughter's wonderful. She's happy. She's healthy. She shows me every day that she's going to be successful. And I'm so happy for all the things that I did to make that happen for her.
Mhm.
But I also know that there's a lot of things about me that I did not know, and that I don't know, and that I still have to discover. And it's really important for me to figure out who I am, because one day she's going to be out of my house, and I don't know who I am without a child, and I need to know what that looks like for me, and what's important to me, and what my passions are, and who I am outside of just being a mom, and raising a child and making choices strictly for what's better for my child and that have nothing to do with me. I don't know what that's like. And so that's a very important thing in my life right now. And I don't want to I still want to know what that's like. I didn't get the years that some people get to figure out who you are and to party and to make mistakes. And I didn't get those opportunities. Right. And I'm not saying I want to go party and be like Girls Gone Wild, but I just need to, I just don't know who I am outside of being a mom. You know what I mean? I'm Lola's mom. That's who I am.
Listen, I will say this, and this is something that I do realize. There are people who, and hear me out when I say this.
Mhm.
You've already mentioned it, that sometimes it was just, maybe it was the fear of having someone who might not be good for your child in
Yeah.
your life.
Mm-hmm.
But did you think about yourself with that too? Like, he might not be good for me, but did you think more or less like, yeah, I could do this, but he wouldn't be good for me. He might not be good for my child.
So I will
What
say,
was good for you?
I can say this honestly.
Uh-huh.
For years, and and even later on in life, I feel like I have constantly made choices that
Someone said they
reflected.
felt that in their soul, but go ahead.
I would make choices that were in the best interest of my child before I thought about what was in the best interest for me. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I do not have any qualms with that, because I also feel like what was best for my child was also I really genuinely felt what was best for my child was best for me. My job was to be her mother and to take care of her and provide a certain environment for her. And that was important to me. That was my goal. That was my job. And so by making choices that were revolved around her, like it went from in every aspect of my life, where I lived, where for a long time I was living with my parents because I felt like she didn't have her father and I wanted to give her a family environment. And I wanted her to be around people who loved her. And I didn't know how to raise a child. I chose to live with my family for a while because they helped me to learn how to take care of my daughter appropriately. And they gave her a stability and love that I didn't know if I could give her at the time. Once I got past that point, the next phase was I felt like it would be better if we left. That would be important to her growth.
Yeah.
I chose to leave. Where I chose to live had a lot to do with appropriate schools for her. The way every move that I've made in my life has had a lot to do with what would be best for my child.
Yes.
And it didn't have anything to do with, oh, this would make me really happy. Making her happy made me happy, but it wasn't like it wasn't geared towards me. You know what I mean? It was always geared towards what would be best for her. I don't have any grief about that. None. Yeah. Because it ultimately did make me happy. Seeing her be who she is now is rewarding and fulfilling, and it makes me feel like I made the right choices in my life. Mm-hmm. But what I do know is that because I didn't make choices that were centered around what I wanted, I do know that I missed a lot of things. I do know there was a lot of things that I don't know about myself, that I don't know about relationships and love, that I had to learn the hard way later on. People are always like, they don't realize that.
I'll post the comments in a second, guys. Go ahead.
They don't realize, people often don't realize when I say certain things that I'm coming from a place. That's why I say my standards are different from other people's standards, because a lot of people at this point in age in their life, they've had a relationship, they've been married, they've had a live-in boyfriend, all those kinds of things. I have not had any of those things. I've never had a live-in boyfriend. I've never lived with anyone, none of that stuff, right? I don't even know what that's like. So I'm not experiencing life in the same way other people are. I have to take into account where I'm at in my life, the things that I've accomplished, but also the things that I want to experience and that are important to me. And a lot of choices that I've made in these past couple years have been hard for other people because I often get into a pattern of making choices for the betterment of other people. And I'm just not in that space in my life anymore. I'm in this transitional phase of figuring out who I am and what's important to me and what makes me feel good and what fulfills me. And I'm trying to experience that and that to me, while other people are saying, I don't want a relationship and I don't want none of that, and I just want to do my thing. I do want to know what love feels like in that capacity. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to mean, and I think it also confuses people when I say that, and I also say that marriage doesn't have to be the thing that makes me happy. My goal in life is not to be married. My goal is to be fulfilled and to find a life partner and a companion. Well, that's not my goal in life, but that's what I would hope for. Finding a life companion, finding a partner, finding someone I can enjoy life with, that I can experience love with in a different way that I haven't had the opportunity to. It looks different for other people than it does for me, but I'd never had those kinds of opportunities that other people did. I didn't get to do the same things and experience the same things that other people got to experience. So that's why my standards and what I want out of my relationship and my life looks very different.
Podcast time. No. I'm just telling people they know what time it is. They know they know the thug shit right now. So yeah, it's getting real thuddy over here. It's getting real funny over here. So before I continue on, I will say I love Craig's comment, and I want to get to Kristen and I want to get to CC's comments and everything. Stay right there, y'all, because the reason why I want to get to that. Before I ask you this question, because it will start another conversation. Make sure that everybody who is watching, please come over, follow, hit a like button. If y'all can, please, everybody that's here, just like it real quick. If y'all can, like it, X out of the comments, like it, share it out to somebody who will enjoy this conversation, because it's a good conversation. Basic is dropping some very vulnerable jewels right now. So we are willing to put the vulnerability on the table for everybody every week to be able to give this message out, especially to people that are dealing with this probably currently, or even have a super amount of experience with it. So let's get to these comments real quick just to read them out because I have what I'm about to ask you right here.
Okay.
I'm smart now.
Okay.
I think now. No, I'm playing. Same. I need to continue to know. Well, Kristen says, same. I need to continue to know who I am outside of being a mom. I have such a question for y'all that y'all going to be either entertained by this or be like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's see where we're going. I am not having any more children, and for some reason, I kept.
There's another part.
Running into men with no children who still wanted to at least have one. I'm sorry, my pregnancies were hard. I just can't. I didn't know that, Kristen. I didn't know that at all. I know that Charlene said this about abstinence, about doing stuff and creating children. She said, "What is birth control?" I'm gonna answer that one. Do you meet more men with or without children? Craig said this was dope. The vulnerability y'all put into this podcast doesn't get enough flowers. Appreciate y'all journey / testimony. Yes, most definitely.
Good.
What the fuck, Mark? Anyway, growing up and having to take care of siblings since I was 11, I put me and my career first, so I never married. No kids. Don't read his shit, basic. No kids. And at 39, people look at me as if something is wrong. She said she agrees with Craig. I didn't want to be the special friend in the eulogy. Damn. Oof.
Oh my God.
He's reciting goddamn Jagged Edge to you right now. This is hilarious. Like, yo. So, Legendary, what's going on, everybody? Ben.
He's so
Is he really?
Yeah.
Mark, if you want to come up so you can sing your lyrics, come on up. If you got the time, come on up.
Charlene, same. My mother still calls me and says, you can still have children, right? You know that you can still carry a child. I'm aware. It's not happening. Give up the
yo, good luck on the likes and everybody. Listen, I'm going to say this, and this is the question that I have. So, being that y'all were mothers and y'all put y'all lives to the side, we're talking about y'all in particular. There are groups of women that do it the way that you do it. It's dope as fuck because my mom was one of the women who was, even though she had 4 children from extra, she still did it. She still had 3 husbands. Like, she still did her thing. So would I say that is necessarily a great thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you do it the right way is the question. Did she do it the right way? Did it? No, it's not the question I'm asking now, but I'm just inquiring who did it. Did y'all feel like someone feel like they did it the right way? What's up, Putty? What's up, Angie? Did someone feel like they did it the right way?
Yeah.
So my question is, I want you to. This is a 2-part thing. Whatever it is that I'm saying to you, whoever said that is a menace. What the fuck? What do you mean?
About this comment right here.
Oh, Chelsea? Hell yeah. She's not a menace. She's telling the truth. She's like, nah, no more kids for her. Nah, you take the whole thing and just, you use it.
Right.
You can have it now.
Who needs it? Who needs one?
Who needs this? Why gotta. So this is the 2-part question.
Okay.
Was it worth it? And do you feel like you're living in a second adulthood?
Oh gosh.
At this point in your life, it's a second adulthood for you.
Yes.
And Kristen, anybody, Charlene, anybody that is a mother who raised children, and just it was you and your children. Even though, like Kristen, I know your situation and stuff, and the fact that you're here now to tell this thing. Like, do you feel as though you're living your second adulthood? And is it? How tough is it to live this second adulthood?
Okay. So to the first question, was it worth it? Absolutely.
This question, go ahead.
I knew, like I said, I've always known that I made certain sacrifices that felt difficult, but also I don't have any regrets about them now. I chose to not live a certain life or not make certain choices because I felt that's what was for the best for my child. You know what I mean? But I also know that a lot of my choices were also rooted at some point. at different points in my life, they not only were because they were for the betterment of my child, but they also had other sort of motivators, right? In the very beginning, when I first had her, I felt a lot of guilt about being a single mother and not providing her with the family. It was hard for me. I harbored a lot of guilt that I felt like my child deserved a certain life that I couldn't give her. And I felt like me going out and having fun, or me dating and indulging on things for myself, made me feel terrible because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I felt like I was almost like fair I do that and I didn't give her the life she was supposed to live. It took a lot for me to work through that. It took a lot for me to work through the guilt of it. You know what I mean? I felt like I had made I knew when I made the choice to have my daughter that I wasn't putting her in what I felt like at the time was the ideal situation, because she didn't have her mother and father. I chose to have her. And so I said to myself, well, now you have to do everything that it takes to give her the life you think she deserves. That means working extra hard. That means sacrifices. You know what I mean? And so I made those choices initially out of a sense, almost not only out of a sense of love and wanting to take care of my child, but also because I carried a lot of guilt with it too. When I worked through that guilt, though, it still had a lot to do with, well, I still want her to live a very full life. You know what I mean? I still want the best for my child. And maybe that just means I have to I got to work hard. Nothing about parenting was easy. Nothing about this process of raising her alone was easy. I worked very hard. I often struggled. I often walked to work. I walked to a store to get her a shirt for a dance, like things like that, like trying to give her, a life. And I'm about to cry. I'm trying not to. I wanted to give her a life that I felt like she deserved, because I love my child. And so I did everything that I felt like I needed to do those things for her. And a lot of it required sacrifice, and a lot of it was really, really hard. It is the most, but in the grand scheme of things, it has been the most hardest job, but also the most rewarding, because when I look at who she is, when I see who she's become, when I see the things that she has taken from the way I've raised her and the things that I've taught her, and living by example, I don't regret any of those days. I don't regret walking anywhere. I don't regret how hard it was, or the stress, or any of it, because it just makes me feel like every choice that I made was right because of the person who she is now. But I also knew that when she graduated and when she reached a certain age, it would be a pivotal moment for the both of us, because she would start to figure out who she was as a person, and I would too. We were both transitioning. We were both becoming new people. I am living a different life. I am living a new, a second adulthood, a life that I haven't lived before. And I'm trying to learn who I am and figure out who I am, because there's a lot that I, just missed out in learning. And when she graduated, I remember not only feeling nervous for her, but feeling so nervous for me. I didn't know what this meant for me. I didn't know what my life would look like outside of being a mom and taking care of my child and making choices for her. I don't know what that looks like. I didn't know what it looked like to make choices for me. And a lot of people, I changed, and I don't think in a bad way. I think I changed in a good way, and it's changed the way I choose to do things. It's changed the way I look at my life. It's made me a lot less of a people pleaser. It's made me focus on what makes me happy. It has made me reevaluate what's really, people and things that are good in my life. I'm realizing things that I've never realized before, and patterns about my life, that I never realized. It's almost like a second awakening for me at the age of 41, and about to turn 42, just figuring out things in a different way. So, and I don't think that just because I chose to live my life this way, that makes anybody else who didn't do those things, like, it doesn't mean that they didn't do it right. I made my choices for my own reasons. It could have not turned out great, but it did. And every day seeing her every day seeing her who she is a constant reminder that I've made some of the right choices and I did the right thing. And at the times in my life where I felt like it was hard and if I was making the right moves, now in life, seeing her now, it's the reward. You know, I feel like I'm seeing the reward of all of the struggle. And also just to hear her say things like, she knows, you know, how hard it was for me, and she saw how hard I worked, and she knew that it was a struggle sometimes, and you know that it didn't go in vain, that I often had to like work harder and longer hours and the walking and all the things that felt like no one would ever understand how hard it was. To know that she appreciates that is like, it's just so much of a reward. So I don't regret any of it. I feel like I get better with age, and so maybe this is a great time for me to be figuring out who I am, because I feel like every year I get older, I get better. But yeah, we are both figuring out who we are as people at the same time, you know, and that's kind of been an exciting transition in my life.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I apologize.
I'm about to like, what the fuck? Let me tell y'all some stories so I can start crying there. Fuck.
Be quiet.
I'm not gonna show you. So just so everybody know, like I said, we're talking about relationship standards and the emphasis that we have in relationships, because your child, the choices you make with your child is a part of the relationships. We're not just talking about intimate relationships and romantic relationships. It's just the relationships you have overall. How this thing works for us, how the emphasis that we put on everything. You know, I want to make a joke so bad, but I'm like,
go ahead, make a joke.
I'm about to say, ain't no cum rag, is it?
Ew, that's so nasty. No, Mike. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. it was itching. I was like, "Ooh, go ahead and say it." But no. Listen. Basically, thank you for being vulnerable in that moment and telling your story. And that's a hard thing to do, because it's been you and little mama the whole time. So now that you're in this second, and I just wanted to get to this point of, are we in our second adulthood?
Yeah.
You know how, and I'm not yet, because I got a 12-year-old. So I've been in my adulthood for a long time. This is at this point, I'm good. Like, I think I'm okay. But I emphasize empathy. What the fuck am I trying to say? I have a lot of empathy and love for what's going on right now. So it's like, just to know that I know people that are sharing that same exact sentiment that's going on right now. Like the same exact one. It's like, I'm not sitting there. I don't tell people's business at all. I allow people to tell it themselves. If somebody in the comments, anybody that, you know, that want to, you know, of course, tell about their situation, go ahead. Or at least tell us, like, you know, you relate big time. Like, anybody who can relate, anybody that's on here, how can you relate to it? You know, it's an actual thing. So this, I started all over 18-year-old in a 4-year-old, no sleep, club, bus, another club, bus, no sleep.
Listen.
I feel like I'm finding it out the right way now. I was so stuck on getting things in order for the kids only. But when my best friend and I had a conversation, she explained, like, one day they are going to be gone, living their own lives. And is that when you are going to start your life.
Right. Yeah. You have
this
to.
When she came in, Prina, what's up, Prina? But yes, definitely a second adulthood. Yeah. My first one, I did most of it with dad in another state, and next one is badly co-parenting. Oof, but not all on me.
She just gave this.
Oh, Lola, yeah, Lola, it got real, Lola.
Hey guys.
Hello, Lola. What's up? It got real, Lola. It got real. It got real. Your mama broke down, and I was like, God damn it. Now she about to get everybody.
Right.
What's up, so his vacation with dad gives me a vacation. Oh, I can do to and my free time to spend in silence and rest.
Mm.
That's crazy. I'm gonna tell you why that's crazy. I love it though, but it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you why. Thank you, Basic.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and you're not alone. There we go.
Yeah.
So the guy Joe, he shows up. My guy Joe. This is a safe place for you to express yourself freely, Basic. Yeah, most definitely. So, so this part, that last part, silence and rest, that is wild, and is the reason why it's wild, not in a bad way,
Yeah.
but it's like these are shits that like when we're so involved in the children's life, and there's more mothers that are dealing with this than men. I have no experience with it. I will never speak on it, never disrespect it. It needs to be understood in as men, we kind of need to do better.
Mm.
Because this shows you that a lot of women took care of these kids by themselves. That's what I hear. That a lot of these women are taking care of these children by themselves. And when I sit back and I hear some men say, well, you chose to have her, or you're getting child support, or you're getting this, or you're getting that. What type of punk bitch would I be to actually live that life that they talking about?
Yeah.
Because I pay child support to my daughter's mom. Oh, I don't have to do nothing else.
Right.
Nah. Like, it's really mind-boggling that this is an actual thing. Like,
yeah.
That just to get rest in silence is a thing. That isn't like, why I'm putting so much emphasis on this is because when I hear rest in silence, it's like, damn, there's something in that tells me stress is intimate in this relationship with you and your children. It has nothing to do with the child. It has everything to do with you taking on so much that everything is on you. It's weighing down on you like a fucking turtle shell. It's all weighing on you. And like when you actually have a chance to breathe, you don't know what to do. So your answer will be rest in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you long for. Out of all the things you can long for with your children, you want that. Just rest. Give me some fucking rest. Let me go ahead and chill. I just want to go to sleep and not be bothered.
Yeah.
I can that is a hard thing to hear, because like I go out and I go enjoy myself and I do some stuff and I'm excited and I'm happy and I have all this going on with me now. But in a way, I feel I'm selfish to you, Basic, and all the other women. I'm selfish because why wouldn't in my time I go get my daughter to get my daughter's mom a break?
Right, but
Not knowing it. I'm not saying this is what it is, but it's just not knowing.
Yeah,
because I'm so used to I'm the father. I haven't thought about the mother.
Mm-hmm.
This is I'm putting all y'all together, even with her. I'm saying, am I selfish? Because when you have time to yourself, your time is to rest and be in silence and chill, get your mind right. Because you've been dealing with this all week. You've been dealing with work all week. You've been dealing with these things all week. I think about that stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You was about to say something.
No, I was just going to say that I don't know if you should look at it. Don't look at it in the context. And I know what you're trying to say of if you're being selfish. I feel like we all make the choices that we feel like fit us, right? And fit what we make our own choices of how we choose to do things. But you know that you are very much a part of your daughter's life and that you're very active in her life and that you put in a lot of work. So you choosing to enjoy things does not mean that you're being selfish. I don't think you should feel like that because you choose to enjoy your life that makes you a selfish person.
Yeah.
Because you do contribute and you do play a huge role in your daughter's upbringing.
Yeah, I just started her Cash App. I'm about to go through hell. Why the fuck would I just put? She learned what money was, and this more like, hey Dad, can I get this Cash App? I was like, oh shit. You know that song that plays like the I don't know if it's Dun, 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 dun. I'm playing like these horror themes in my head. I'm like, them Cash App requests about to come in. They want to in a different beast because she gonna be 13 and then she gonna start liking people and shit, and then she gonna start dressing a certain way. Then them $20, $30 Cash Apps gonna go from 100, 150, 200, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I don't know, I'm ready for this shit. Like get her fucking credit card next year. I can't wait till she's 13. I'm getting her fucking credit card. I'm like, here, take this motherfucker right here and spend it. So now I will be happy that you spend money because there's a benefit to it. I will pay this shit the fuck off. But yeah, it's I understand what you're saying. And it's not like I'm fully just taking in that responsibility. It's just the reality that I'm sitting with right now, mentally. Marcus said it, like we're sitting in a space where this is how men are. I do not think in that type of manner. I literally expand my mind to think on everybody. You know, like when I see how this person genuinely acts, I'm gonna act on it and I'm gonna look at them that way. So you're a loving, nurturing, caring person that loves their children, that's doing everything they can to do it. I love, you know, what you're going through and what you're with the joy that it brings you in your way. But I also sympathize for it. That's what I wanted to say earlier.
When we were trying to figure out empathize, I got you.
Don't speak too much because they can be like, oh, this motherfucker. So I would sympathize with the stuff that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Like this is like it's all understood. And there's so many mothers that go through this on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I just want to take a nap. I keep putting emphasis on it. I want to go out and probably go do something and hang out a little bit. Y'all just want to fucking nap. Like, man, it's mind-boggling. Not because y'all want to nap, it's because it's just a self-inflicted thing for me. Like, what are you doing, bro? Not saying that I'm gonna change anything. There isn't no improvement going to happen. No, I'll play. I'm just speaking on the terms of like this is the reality of something I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So, but brother, we all deserve a break. Oh hell yeah! My goal is, who do I give the break to now? Let me go watch it. No, come bring your break. Let me go hang. I'm gonna hang out with your son. Let's I'll go take him somewhere. Let me go take young boy somewhere.
Yeah.
My custody time with my 4-year-old.
Yeah, spent with my 4-year-old. My custody time spent with my 4-year-old includes speech therapy and preschool preparation, sports appointments. It needs to be done, so I just know to do it. Right. I think a lot of the time that we spend with our children is it's the child rearing and the parenting is also work. It's doctor's appointments. It's taking them back and forth to extracurricular activities. It's, all of that stuff that comes along with it. So, her time is spent doing the things that she has to do. And it can feel like not only I'm just parenting my child, but also like a job, because there's so many like things that need to be done and she has to do it. So I get that.
So my daughter's mom sent me something last week, and she said, this is how much it is to raise a child. Well, I sound like an ass when I say, oh yeah, I know.
No, I don't think, why does she think that you don't know how much it is to raise a child? Do you think that she feels as though you don't carry as much of the load?
What I didn't ask for that life. That's what I personally say. I did not ask for that person particularly. You know why? Because I didn't take myself to the court. I didn't make these rules happen. I did not do these things. Don't hold me to the fire and expect me to just walk through that motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna probably back off of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get burnt. So, okay, you want me to do these things? Cool. You made that commitment to yourself because I never gave you an issue. If you chose this life, That's what you choose. I think that's the accountability. I think that's what it is. If I was the one that did it in reverse, can I now sit here and just get mad because she might not be doing something? I chose this life. I have a responsibility, a huge responsibility to what my daughter's stuff is. My thing is, once again, I didn't ask for that. I never made that an actual thing. I didn't ask for this to be what it is. Only thing I asked for is respect my space with my daughter, respect who I am as her father. That's it. We can agree to disagree on this, blah blah blah. But like conversations around things should have been a must. Now you're getting her into all the things. She got her into all the camps and all the. She's doing volleyball. She's doing everything. Her mom does all that stuff. Once again, when you don't when you have a hard time with conversing with somebody because your opinion is more important than another person's opinion. Conflict. I don't like conflict. So chances are you will do it by yourself because you're a conflict. You like conflict in conversation. If I can't talk to you for 2 seconds, you're going to get frustrated because I'll be like, hey, I don't think this is a thing. And you're like, no, it is. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to argue with nobody. You do what you do.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So I have to put emphasis on that, but it's like,
Yeah.
Popped a big ass Coke. Anyway,
I haven't had Coke in a long time.
Oh, Coke. Yo, Ray, what's going on? What's going on? So now we spent a lot of time on these youngins, which we love dearly.
It's my fault.
Oh, you ain't never gotta apologize. Because I know you said that you haven't done a lot of the relationships aspect of it, but let me ask you this. Now, today, what are 5 things that you want in these relationships? What are the 5 things that you feel like you need out of somebody now in your second adulthood?
And like I said, this looks differently for me than it probably does other people. And it has a lot to do with where I'm at in my life and what I feel like I need. So I know there probably will be different people who argue that some things might not be as important. I'm just letting y'all know it's what's important to me. So you just gotta deal with it. First of all, I do need someone who's a good communicator because I feel like really, and not just in the sense of I need them to be able to listen and also talk to me. You know what I mean? I need for us to be able to communicate with one another. There will be times when I feel like, there'll be times when I feel like, I might need reassurance and I might be frustrated or my anxiety might be high and I need to be able to communicate that to my partner and I need them to be able to be receptive, but I also want to feel like I know who they are too. And I need someone who can also reciprocate that communication and give it to me too. You know what I mean? And talk. I need that. That's important to me. So that's one thing that's of value. I also feel like, intention and integrity is important to me, like but also really intention. Like I need someone who moves with intention and who moves with purpose and who I don't want to have. I'm not at a place where I have time to play any games or second guess what we're doing or where we're at. I need to know what your intentions are and where we are. I'm too old for games and playing the games and figuring out if you like me today or if you feeling me or if you're not. Like yeah. I don't have any time for it. I'm way past those days of being able to entertain it.
Right.
I also want somebody who, I need someone who wants to enjoy life and enjoy experiences and who's able to let loose enough to experience life and in a way that is fun. You know what I mean? Like I want someone to share experiences with. That's really important to me. I haven't had that, and I want to have someone that I can share experiences with and really enjoy life and different things together. Whether it's traveling, whether it's just a show, like I want somebody who I can do that with. And who likes to enjoy life. You know what I mean? what else? I can't say that I'm necessarily looking. I don't want a person who I have to take care of financially, but I don't need someone to take care of me. I can take care of myself.
Right.
But I do want someone who is able, who's sufficient
Yes.
and able to take care of themselves, because I'm not taking care of nobody else.
Right.
Can't take care of another grown person.
Right.
That's not happening. I don't need you to take care of me, but I do need you to be able to take care of yourself. I do need that. And then I also kind of I need a person who's also constantly working on themselves, and not meaning that they are a train wreck and I got to put them back together and I got to fix them. But I need someone who's also trying to progress in life, whether it be emotionally, whether it be through their goals. I want someone I need someone who's working on a bigger goal in their life, no matter what it is. No matter if it's like figuring out who they are, but they're putting in the work to achieve something, because that motivates me. I'm at that space in my life, and I want somebody I can move through life doing the same thing. We both have a goal of growth. That's important to me. Yeah.
So look, I'm gonna throw a little curveball in there real quick, but it's the same thing. But like, listen, y'all hear what Basic is saying? She good all across the board. Listen, Basic got a grown child at this point. Basic ready for trips, dick, and other shit. So shouts out to the men with the great beards, you know what I mean? Come show up, come show Basic some love, you know what I mean? Like, that's what she need in her life. If you young and you ain't got it going on or whatever no more, listen, it ain't gonna work. She need a motherfucker that listen. I ain't having no
my gosh.
He already got his kids established, you know what I mean? Basic, pick one of them motherfuckers right there. And I'll be like, hey yo, let me go find you, boy. Let me go find you. Listen, they'll take Basic down. Basic gonna have to deal with them slow strokes and old Keith Sweat music and shit like that.
Wait a minute.
Grind Basic's life out.
Wait now. I also need both hips to work right now.
No. Listen, they good. These are the cat daddies. These are the ones that be taking care of that body. Listen, you want a reminder of what I just posted? The cat daddy is sitting right there. These niggas is in shape. Like, these men look great. You know what I mean? They doing their thing.
Forever, Dick.
Like, I'm saying, what's going on, Mystique? You got to get you one of these older men that's ready to start. Like I said, once again, he be in the gym. You see him show up. He taking you to listen. He feeding you everything. He just sitting there doing it all. Like, he just, you know what I mean? Like,
not the bionic hip. And listen, Shirley, you don't got to worry about me with the aspiring rappers. They can. I'm not the door to knock on.
Listen. Basically, listen. We don't listen. First of all, I'm gonna just be real with you. We're not even having conversations about these type of people. Where are they at? Why are they here? No, they're gone. They're gone. But listen, shout out to you, Basic. You know, you're gonna get you that old cat daddy motherfucker. He gonna be Basically gonna pop up and they're gonna be like, oh, so I was right. She got that cat daddy. You know what I mean? The gray beards can get that. Yeah, man. Like, you know what it is. They're going. I mean, white beards too. You know what I mean? Gray and white. You know what I mean? This is all turning a certain color. Not right.
Daniel, if you 40 with a mixtape, if you 40 and you passing out mixtapes, please, sir, miss me, please.
Go sit your goofy ass down somewhere now. You know. Listen, I'm working up here. No, she said, make it last forever, Dick. Right. You don't know when this shit gonna be over. Like, you just sitting there like, this motherfucker just out here just doing it, and you going, you know what you're gonna be looking like? I ain't gonna post this cat up no more, but it's Basic. That's Basic face right there. Yo, what is he doing? Like, yeah, he doing the thing. So the bionic hip, yes, man. What?
You know why they beards white. Oh gosh, I can't.
But listen, at the end of the day, Basic gonna get that. Basic, she know what she want, and this is the second adulthood. This ain't nobody's second childhood.
Right.
That part is over.
Right.
It's the second adulthood at this point.
I'm not doing no childish stuff.
I just came out my second childhood. I'm my childhood at this point. So
no childish stuff, y'all. No childish stuff over here.
If y'all, you know what's funny? Part of the standards. What are the things that we're thinking about as we get into these ages of the settling down, as they call it, or I ain't gonna call settling down because it's that subtle word. I'm like, I'm not settling.
I'm
I'm
not
just
right.
choosing someone, or I'm choosing to say, hey, I want you to be in my life, and that's it. Or I want you and all of these other people
I'm
too.
settling down. I feel like I know this is the age where people are supposed to be like settling down in their life. I'm not. I'm at the point where I want to. This is the part of my life where I want to explore and travel and go and have adventures and see things. And I want somebody to do things with me. I want somebody to enjoy that part of my life with me. I'm at a place where I'm about to start seeing and doing things and experiencing life and seeing what other cultures are like. Those are the kind of things I want to do in this phase of my life. And I want somebody to enjoy this part of my life with me that I can do all that with.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Listen, I'm denying that. Like, basic is 30 for trips, dick, and other shit. That's what I said. I mean, listen, if I gotta listen, she's ready for trips, dick, and other shit.
Yes.
I mean, am I wrong though? That's the part.
No.
As long as we ain't wrong. I mean, listen, everybody should long for that stuff. So
I don't, Danielle, you're right. I do not.
Excuse me. So let's look at this, right? We have the things that exist, like finances, security, looks, intimacy. Then I like to add this thing into it. There's more C's than this, but those 5 major C's that people like: consistency, communication. What else? What are the other ones? Consistency, communication. Fuck. Damn it.
Right now, you only have 2 of the 5 C's.
Yes.
Oh, is compromise one of them?
Compromise, yes. Compromise. You know how that 5.
Is cookie?
So,
because I have a cookie.
Oh shit. Damn it. I forgot the other ones. If y'all remember it, throw it in there. Fuck it.
Hello.
Come. How about that? We're gonna add that motherfucker in there too.
Oh my god. Communication?
I said that one. Communication, consistency, and then you said
compromise,
commitment. Okay, commitment, and then there's one more C.
Confusion.
Woo! Yeah, you slid that one in there. That's a good one. Compatibility, chemistry. There we go.
Chemistry.
6. But who cares?
We got collaboration, chemistry.
What's up, Boba? It's a whole bunch of shit going on with that one. So with those C's,
cognac. I like
cognac. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Thank y'all for helping me out. Listen, I'm having an issue right now. So do you like being more direct? How soon? I'm being direct, probably depending on how comfortable that conversation become. If I'm able to say, I'm going to say something within it, and I'm be like, hey, I'm very transparent. What the fuck? Easy to duck and die. Thank you, Shy.
Oh man.
Thank you for this. Afro, that was fucking hilarious, by the way.
Cognac.
Cognac. I mean, a lot of that. I like cognac, it's brown, so but yes, when it comes to those things, like I would say those are elements of what your standards could be in a relationship. I throw the 5 C's as a thing together because you know, but those things are like things tools that we use in relationships and everything like that. Like we, I guess, how do you, I would say for you, and I would say for you, you're new to adulthood.
Uh-huh.
I can answer it too. I feel like I haven't really answered anything. But in your new adulthood, is this something that you feel like you can now apply to yourself, not necessarily to another person, but
Yeah.
apply to yourself to be able to be ready for that person that you want in your life? Like,
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that as far as with those 5 things, I think of those for me, those are the things that would help to make the relationship thrive.
mhm,
When I think about those things, those are the things to help the relationship be successful and to help it thrive.
right.
Commitment, communication, compassion, those are all things that help your relationship thrive, right? Not necessarily like the prerequisites of what of what I'm looking for ahead of time. But when I think of those 5 things, I think of those are the things, or those are 5 key things that can help to make a relationship successful and thrive. And yeah, I definitely feel like for me that I like I said, over the past year or so, I've really been trying to do a lot of the emotional work on myself and the
Nisha.
digging for myself to be a person who's more prepared. Like I said earlier, like I don't know if in my 20s I could have contributed to a relationship in the same way that I'm able to contribute to a relationship now. I don't think I was as emotionally mature
Mhm,
or as emotionally ready to be able to contribute to a relationship and make it successful in my 20s, or or even in my early 30s as I am now, because it's just because of the phase in my life that I'm in, and what I've been doing over the past year or two of really trying to like do the self-work and figure out myself and introspect, and all that kind of stuff, like just learning things about myself
mhm.
that I think have put me in a better place now to be able to contribute all those things to a person, and be a better person in a relationship.
All right. Okay. Um, Actually, the crazy part is I actually concur with that. Yes, I am podcasting right now. I feel like those are very similar qualities for me.
Mhm.
I think that for me, I just uh, I want to involve. I want to evolve this more. Um, I want to see what somebody else's self healing, or not self healing, but self growing. I guess self like um self, like most of the things they do for themselves, like the adventure that you take yourself on. Like, how do you go out? Like, how are you when you go out? Do you go out by yourself, or do you feel like you always have to go out with somebody?
Mhm.
I'm more interested to just watch you, bird's eye view of you, just to see how you move. Like, because I want someone that is into their own thing and can do that thing,
Mhm.
live that way. Because I like dependency, but I feel like you're codependent on me,
Right.
because I wanted to get out of that stage for myself, because I used to be codependent, like on people. Like, I loved being around people so much that it was like, you know, I felt as though that was the only way. I've always been tied down into a relationship,
Mhm.
like, because I did that to myself for the most part. I didn't create my own boundaries as far as, because like when you go out or when you hang out, it became a problem or whatever the case is, and it was like me not recognizing that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry, I have to do better with myself with that.
Yeah. For me, it was the exact opposite. It was
Mhm.
being so self-sufficient that it's hard for me
To
to
now do the
in to a person. Yeah. I'm used to everything being solo and
yeah,
doing it
proving,
on
yeah.
my own and moving through life alone. So for me, the risk and the riskiness of it, and the I don't want to say apprehension, but just like the vulnerability comes in
Mhm.
being able to rely on someone else, or to lean on someone else, or to have someone else move through life with me. It's dependence, yuck. Like
Mhm.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to move. It's a very unfamiliar space to me,
Mhm.
to be able to be that vulnerable, and um not only just allow someone into my space, but like know that I'm moving together with a person, and that a lot, and that in doing things as a unit, as opposed to just by myself, it feels very unfamiliar, sometimes really scary to do that. Sometimes when I think about, I remember that even still now, I think it feels really weird to think about one day, what if I were to live with someone else? Like, what would that look like? Like, this is my house. You know what I mean? Like, this is my house. And
that's exactly what your face will look like, just like that.
Like, this is my house and my space.
Oh, this
I've
funky
done
motherfucker. Like, who is this?
For so long, I don't know how to do life with a person. Do I want to learn? Yeah. But I know that for me, it's the opposite. It's gonna be hard for me to figure out how to move along with a person in my life.
Right.
Yeah. But I want to learn, and I'm open to it.
Hey, y'all hear that?
It's just unfamiliar ground.
Unfamiliar ground. Territorial spaces. Y'all gonna be sitting there like two fucking cats. Nah, cats are when them motherfuckers in they space up here and they looking at the motherfucker like, why you climbing up here, bro? Like,
right.
Your ass down there before I give you these skippity pats, as Tony Tony Baker likes to say. Skippity pats, I'm gonna smack the shit out you. And cats got them stiff skippity pats. They make sure that shit land.
Why is it so hard? Like, it's so...
right. That shit be like pow. They hold it there for a second, put a little claw in there, and then pull it out. Like God damn. Like what?
I hope so, Danielle. I'm hoping I look forward to being able to meet someone who makes me feel comfortable in sitting in that spot. When first of all, I've heard of people who have who've told or given their description of what the soft girl era is, and a lot of people are saying that whole soft girl era was about having a man take care of her. And I didn't know that's what that meant. When I think about being a soft girl, I thought it meant being able to sit in my softness and not always feel like I have to take control of everything and that I have to be. That's what it is. That's what I think of. And that is what my life has been always. I'm in control of everything. Everything has to move because I have to make it move. I don't know how to let my guard down. I don't have time for letting my guard down. And not necessarily in a relationship, but in life in general. I have to always be ready. I have to always be on top of things. I have to always be working. I have to always be moving forward. And I'm hoping to find someone who can make me feel like it's okay to relax.
Right.
And it's okay to not always feel like it's my job to make things happen.
Yeah.
I know I can make things happen. I know I can do it. Like, I know I can take care of myself. I know I can get shit done, but I want somebody who can make me feel like I can take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can, and not to say that I don't ever have to work again. That's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Or not to say that I don't ever have to contribute to the relationship. That's because I'm always going to contribute. But somebody who makes me feel like, who will make me feel like it ain't going to work unless I do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel that way. Like, unless I'm doing the work, this shit's going to fall and fail. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel like I want to feel safe. I want to feel like I can lean on someone. I want to have somebody I can trust. I want to feel like someone has my back. I don't want to feel like I'm against the world. And my whole life has felt like me against the world. I can't, Marcus. Oh God.
I just gonna put some inserts in here. I'm gonna find that Kendrick Lamar, that bitch don't kill my vibe.
Right. Yes.
Vibe right in the ass just now.
I don't want to feel like it's against the world anymore. I want to feel like
what's going on, Angie?
Partner. I want to feel like I can
like, subscribe, Angie.
Yeah. I don't want to feel like I have to have an armor
on. On, y'all? Yeah.
You know, I don't want to feel like it's me fighting the world and me. I don't want to feel like that all the time. I want to feel like I can breathe and relax. And because I'm not proving, I don't want to feel like I have to prove to myself in the world that I can handle life. Shit, I've been handling life and life has been hard. I want to feel like I have there's some ease. I can lean on someone and feel like I can take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, what do I get with the subscription? Oh, but yeah,
lifetime of content. That's how the cakey as fuck too. A lifetime of content. Anyway, let's get to this shit. We got 30 something, almost 30 minutes, a little bit under 30 minutes left. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I would say
100%, Danielle, waiting to exhale. I want to feel like that.
just don't burn no cars down while you at it. But
I'm not. I ain't burning up nothing. I won't burn nothing up. I promise.
some people like setting shit on fire. But so I will say this. As far as like everything that you're saying, as far as that comfortability and stuff like that, I feel like I want to be able to be so happy that with somebody that it feels effortless to just be. Thank you. To be with this person, it just feels effortless. Like it's the water. It's not.
Right.
It's not anything else. And I was like, it's so hard because there's so many things that people deal with, like in a daily basis, like the shit that people go through in their life. Like, I know I have PTSD. Hold up. Yeah, we should go ahead and post that up, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. Let's get.
I'm gonna choke.
She's too pretty to go to jail. She ain't burning nothing up.
Right. I'm not about that jail life.
I know that I have PTSD, pussy that needs to be sucked and destroyed. God damn. I have peace being alone and no issues.
Holding
space for people.
Safe spaces.
And feeling safe with other people is a challenge.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. Y'all heard it first. If you want, there's some of these cat daddies in these pictures. You know, I know, right? That shit was aggressive. Like she said, I want this shit destroyed. Fuck, like, God damn. You crazy. That shit is wild. Like, ain't nothing wrong with it. I just like, I feel like it's a jungle in some of y'all women's heads when y'all feel like that. Like it's like a jungle. Like y'all sitting there like Tarzan. Y'all just like waiting for somebody to just. Or no, y'all Jane inside the jungle, and y'all waiting for Tarzan to come swing his ass in and just do his thing. And this, why you got the smile on your face?
Because I get that analogy. That is what we're looking for, somebody to swing from a damn tree. Go ahead and swing on it.
And dive straight in. Arms like this. You falling in that motherfucker like, oh shit. I'm gonna make it. Yeah, see, it takes one thing. Cause then now look, we want to be left in a wheelchair temporarily.
I'll take crutches. I don't know about a wheelchair. I'll take crutches. One of those walkers.
So you want somebody to destroy you to the point of you in the crutches?
I just want to feel like my legs don't work for at least a little bit.
What about
Oh my God! Wait, Marcus.
Hey, yo, no.
Wait.
I gotta get that out of my head right now. Go to the next comment. All right, Angie, just 2-3 weeks physical therapy. Yes. Yeah, we at the part of the podcast, y'all, where shit is freaky, shit is real. I think we're winding down. So we're gonna spend the next 20 minutes talking about this shit now. So
we got delirious.
No, you good, but that shit wild as motherfucker. I don't think he was tapping gorilla cheeks, like. You laughing? This shit is wild. You tapping gorilla cheeks though?
Like what?
All right, so now that we here, like, we pass all the other stuff. Now we I guess we just go to this freaky, nasty, sexual shit. What you need at this point in your life right now? You need somebody to just sexually. You have sexual frustration.
Well, yeah, but I don't need nothing crazy. I don't need crazy. I do want a man who's sexually confident, who's sexually mature. I don't want to have to tell you what I need done. I need you to be perceptive. I need you to be able to read my body. I need you to be aware. You know what I mean? I don't want to teach you nothing. If I have to say, put your hand here, at this point, I don't have no time to teach nothing to nobody.
So I need you to be
emotionally mature enough to be able to read my body and know what I need without me having to tell you.
So
I don't have any problem with telling you what I want and need, but I
right.
want you to be perceptive.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You motherfucker to listen. Got it. All right, so look, what if he come in, he grab you by your legs, put you in the air just like this, and he powerbomb your ass in the bed. You mind it's over, right? He's like, oh.
It's over because I'm 42 and I don't need to throw my back out. Relax.
On the bed, basic. Now, if he powerbomb you in the bed and your back go out.
Still, like I said, I'm about to be 42. Relax.
That shit gonna look like one of the Mortal Kombat.
You don't know what might pop.
Skeleton joints when he powerbomb you and your back just start breaking shit like like that or some shit. That's how you gonna look like the Mortal Kombat joint.
Listen, these bones take special care.
Take special care of these bones, like okay. I got you.
Mom said, relax, okay? Relax. You're doing too much.
If he powerbomb your ass in the bed in the heat of some, not like actually like point it back here. I'm talking about like lift you up in a sexual way and just boom.
You said powerbomb, and I don't.
It is a powerbomb. It's like a very light one though.
I mean, sure.
Exactly. See, now you're good now, right? It's like one of those. You kind of like what? One of those type of shows. Why is it nasty if it feels so good? It ain't never nasty. I'm just saying, like, he talking about gorillas. Oh, I don't think we talking about the same thing, but
no, I think she was talking about you when you said we were getting into the nasty section of it because what we were talking about was nasty. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he means it as in nasty as in gross. Just like
stay away from calling it nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it nasty, you know what I mean? So aggression and stuff like that, like you need a healthy mix of the both, like okay.
I like aggression.
But when does the kinks turn on? That's a question I wanted to know. Like, when do you actually activate the kink?
I don't think there's a time limit. I don't think I'm.
No, it's not a time limit. But when do you feel like it happens? Like,
I think it all has to do with chemistry, and sometimes you just click, and it's easy for you to be like, okay, we can just do this, or I don't mind showing you that I like this. I think it's kind of a chemistry thing. You know when it's time. You can also tell when someone's real stiff. I have learned a lot about relationships or whether or not me in a relationship would work if I felt like I had to hold back with sex. If I felt like I couldn't be
excuse me.
And I felt like I was holding back or maybe not doing as much or not saying as much because I felt like you were approved, but you didn't make me feel comfortable enough to be open with you. Mm-hmm. That to me said a lot about our relationship.
Okay.
Because if I wasn't comfortable with being my normal sexual self with you, or felt like I had to restrain it, or felt like I had to hold some things back, and it could be subconsciously out of like fear of judgment or not knowing what you would like, or not because we're not on the same page, and maybe we're not on the same page because we're not in the same page in our relationship too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where we're open and vulnerable enough to feel comfortable letting it all go.
Yeah.
So thinking about sexual experiences with a person and how I felt like maybe I was holding back, or I couldn't say what I wanted to say, talk about what I wanted to talk. Like I couldn't tell you what I wanted. If I felt like any apprehension, then that let me know things about our relationship too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have your mix.
Stretch this back. Listen, this back is.
Yeah, you gotta stretch. You gotta stretch that back when you at it. You power on you properly. Tell your shit up on a soft bed and your shit snapping. You be like, hey man, do some chin ups or something. But so
exactly, Angie.
For me personally, like I like to feel like I have a control. Mm-hmm. But I also like to feel like you're enjoying what's going on and you can talk to me about what you would like. Mm-hmm. Those are the thing. Only people realize that. Like, tell me what you like. Like, a lot of people just like, just do whatever and they just sit there. Like, and that's cool. That's fun. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm an engaging person, so I need to know things. I need to talk about. Not necessarily. I'm not going to ask you and stop. Just be like, hey, so can we do it? Like, I'm not going to be extra stiff and goofy like that. It's like you can do it in a sexual manner, and ask questions in a sexual manner that keeps the juices flowing.
But I feel like I think that's why I was saying though. It can be about how your relationship is, because like Jesse's saying, a sex conversation needs to happen before actually having sex. True, but don't you think it's telling if even in that conversation, or like with what Mike is saying during the act, when you might be like, when you're talking about it and not like having a formal conversation, but you're still like communicating with one another, if you feel apprehensive to do that, if you feel apprehensive to say the things that you want to say during the sex conversation, that should say a lot to you about how you communicate with each other outside of sex. Mm-hmm. If I feel like I have to hold back sexually with you, and I can't be vulnerable, and
it's something that you ain't trusting.
There's something else that we're lacking in another area of our relationship outside of sex.
Freaky shit, yo. Look, snap it. That's crazy.
Like, snap my back, please.
Freaky shit, like.
Be a chiropractor.
Yo, cuz, what's going on with you? Yeah, I'm not. You gotta still take care of people. So you gotta take care of people during that too. That's a very. You gotta take care of people. Like, you really do. Like, you can't just A woman will say what she likes during the act. If she's saying there, it means you're doing it right.
Right. And also note to every man, if we say keep it right there, and you decide to switch up the move, we're fighting. Now we have a different beef. Now we have beef that not only exists in the bedroom, but outside the bedroom. Because who told you to switch up the stroke? Who told you to do that? Who said that? Nobody said that. My thing is like, why do men do this? If I say right there and you decide to put some razzle dazzle and swirl your hip to the side, nigga, who told you to razzle?
Throw some riz in there, some unnecessary riz. Like, nigga, what? Everybody asked for this shit.
To razzle while you were already dazzling. Nobody told you to move. Relax.
Just get really. So look. That motherfucker said, "Oh man, that shit right. Let me do this." Nigga,
right. She like that. Let me put a little. Nobody said do a dip. I said don't. When we say just like that or right there, that means stay right there. Don't move. If you can listen, muscle memory. Stop doing extra stuff. Nobody said throw in anything extra. Don't get fancy with it. When you hear us say that, that don't mean that's the time to get fancy. Keep doing what you're doing. Stop throwing in extra moves.
Yes. Well, cousin said it right here. She said, messing up the rhythm.
Right. And it never fails. It never fails. Who told you to switch up the stroke? Just because we said.
Because they were listening to too much of Aaliyah. I'm sorry. Aaliyah, I love you, Aaliyah. Rest in peace. But when you said that, you made that Rock the Boat song, you gave bad advice.
What you said, change.
And then you made bad advice.
To a point, she's right. Like, let's not keep it the same. But if I tell you to keep it the same,
that's why I said she gave bad advice. She didn't talk.
When I say right there and stay right, that means stay right there. That don't move your foot out to the side. Don't change the angle. None of that. I need you.
So I'm gonna lean back real quick. Hold on. Let me put my leg on your neck. Like, hey, bro, like the fuck is you doing? Like, somebody tell you turn into a.
We are in the groove. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket.
Motherfucker turned into a goddamn wrestler on you and shit like that. Now he want to put you on all types of weird pretzels. Now you sitting there folded up, looking stupid. Like,
just keep the rhythm. Stay in the pocket. Stop doing. Nobody said.
Because a lot of people do it for them. That's all them at the end of the day.
True.
Listening, it's a part of the love language now. Active listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actively doing this thing. If I'm constantly in the same thing, if this same little poke is working for you, I'm gonna sit in that same little poke.
If we take anything from tonight's live, it's stay in the pocket, y'all. Stay in the pocket. Forget all the other stuff I said earlier. Forget all the real moving stuff I said earlier.
So you treat him like a quarterback. Motherfucker, I said stay here. All this running around and all this other shit getting you fucked up. Stay right here.
Look at the
Take your
angry.
time.
She done went to all
Damn,
caps.
you see?
Angry faces.
Yeah, now look at this shit. Please say it louder for the ones in the back.
This is a real problem. It's a real
Don't
epidemic.
move.
It's a real epidemic for y'all. Okay.
And don't let it get fancy and make him finish. Yeah, like I'll chill sometimes. I'll be asking to keep going on that stroke. My back abs, I was the fuck up, and now I gotta hold that. Yeah, you sitting there like Shaq on the Icy Hot commercial. Facts. Man up. Get that Icy Hot. So,
right.
I don't know if it's a little poke, 6, 7, 8 little. Oh my God. Anyway, if you're doing right, I'm not going to be able to talk clearly. Yeah. If you sitting there and you up like that, first of all, if I don't even know if she's still watching the show, but anyway, I have had a situation with people in the past.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have done stuff, and I have gotten bitten or pinched or nails stuck through me because I knew I was doing it right. And I'm sitting there like, ow, ow, ow. And that motherfucker just sitting there locked like a pit bull. And I'm just sitting like, ow, ow, ow. And I'm like yelling, ow, because I'm getting fucked up at this point.
You yelled out, ow.
Hell yeah. While you moaning and doing your thing, I'm bitching and complaining.
Right.
Now I'm sitting there like a slapped ass, looking stupid because now I'm in pain a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm a bitch, but for pain, I'm a little bitch. But, you know. Now I'm sitting here bleeding on my arms and I'm looking at you like, listen, I ain't into this masochist shit. I don't like this. I'm not a fan of pain. Like I ain't tell you I was that. So
I said she don't give a fuck about a Charlie horse.
What'd she say? Oh, she told you to stop bitching. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I would say ow.
He would, right, Marcus? He would audibly say ow.
You doing right, yeah.
Oh god.
Hey, yo, Charlie horses? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And them Charlie horses ain't nothing. That's the main cramp. Damn, so we supposed to keep that shit going. I've caught a Charlie horse in the middle of stuff. I kept it in there, but I extended my leg like, hold, give me 1 second.
Just flex
I ain't gonna take it out.
Go away. Flex
it. No, that should be in the thigh. Your thigh be like this, like bitch,
flex your foot. Flex your foot. It helps.
You ain't gonna drink water today, but you want some yams? Fuck out of here.
Also, drink some water. Drink a lot of water before.
She said we are at the age of icy hop and what? Aspirin cream. Oh.
Listen, whatever works.
I guess. Okay. I guess. All right, let's see.
Get a mustard pack.
What is that supposed to do? Or a teaspoon of mustard? If that's like a thing, ladies,
I don't. Maybe
you say get on top. No, I've met my matches with some riders. I'm like, oh.
Listen, I've learned my lesson.
Sometimes the mechanism don't work for everybody though.
I drink. I do all the things to not catch that cramp. At this point, I've learned the things to do so I don't catch that cramp.
What's up, Mel? Mel, we on this side, you know, on the YouTube side, Mel. You know. He said they knees sound like Rice Krispie treats.
Let me tell you something. Listen,
they're having a whole battle with everybody.
I promise you though, Marcus, my knees might sound like some bubble wrap, but I'm gonna keep it going. Hey. It might sound like bubble wrap, but it's gonna have like a beat. It's gonna be bubble wrap with a beat. Because I'm gonna keep it going. Because I'm gonna stay in the pocket. How about that?
How you carry mustard in your purse? Like you took out this random ass pack of mustard.
You really carry mustard in your purse?
What's up, Mel? What the fuck? She carried mustard just for the period. Like, listen, your leg hurting? Eat this mustard. Like why do you have mustard? Like,
take a teaspoon
and everything. But so, oh no, you good, but it's all good at the same time. I do carry mustard pack. I have no clue why. I'm over here catching hiccups like I'm fucking 5.
Keep that thing close.
Because my daughter is an athlete.
And it helps with cramps.
Is that the only reason? Tell your truth. I understand that though, daughter being an athlete, but also for them late night phone calls too. So or them 5 o'clock phone calls, or them 2 o'clock in the afternoon phone calls. Who knows? Whenever it happens, it goes down. So
Yeah.
She said yes. That's the only reason. Cool. Now, based off of the history of this conversation, I'm messing. What's up, CRV? How are you? So yeah, we're get ready to finish it out, guys. If there's anything I learned from today is
what's the lesson of the day, Mike?
Standards in relationships. And
no, Mike. What are we taking? What is the lesson we taking home today? Said it earlier. Keep it.
Oh, that's right. Keep it in the pocket.
Right. There we go.
Keep it in the pocket, y'all. Don't go outside the pocket.
Out of all of the deep stuff we've talked about.
That was what you chose, because I went back to like it was something you said earlier.
Out of me crying and all the deep stuff we talked about today, keep it in the
cry, pour her heart out. Basically, keep it in the pocket. Oh. In the pocket. Basically, what she's saying is, if you in that stroke and she tell you not to fucking move, don't move.
Stay in the pocket. Keep the rhythm the same. Motion the same.
If you out there, listen, I like giving head and you tell me to do shit. Like that's the fun part. I love that shit. You said like don't move. I have had times when my fucking mouth has dried out on. I ain't gonna lie.
Look at Marcus's take home.
In my Roman Empire, Tarzan monkey cheeks. No.
He didn't make me cry. I was telling a story, and
I ain't made nobody cry.
My story made me cry. He didn't make me cry.
I made me cry. The question did, but yeah. Listen, it is what it is. We got 4 minutes, so I'll tell you about it. So look, when I'm eating yams, right? This is what I do. Sorry, I stay in that motherfucker like the quarterback. Stay in the game, right? That's my staying in the day. Stay in the game.
Got you. Okay.
Mouth might be dry. Your leg might cramp. The nails might hurt. The pinches will hurt. The bites will hurt. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. Because if you stay in the game, you get these points. You get these rewards. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes some people be like that. Like, how can they? Okay. So, when me and Mila used to do it, like when me and her used to do our thing, I guess it was like it got to the point where it was like it was fun, it was nice, it was everything, and then it was like I might have created a monster out of that, so I was like, take your time. Nah, it was like it felt like a no. Like I was like, okay. Sometimes I gotta not create a monster.
You like maybe I need to relax.
Yeah, I need to relax. You're doing too much. Yeah, exactly. See, you're doing too much. You down there eating yams a certain way and doing all this other stuff. Now you gotta deal with this motherfucker. Like, but I can't help it. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit it. Like I'm not a bullshitter of sex. Like that's I don't do it right. So it's like if I'm doing it, I'm not bullshitting it. I'll be sweating. I need to participate. I feel like we was in a fucking triathlon or something.
Right.
But it's going down. A soldier never loses the battle. Stay there. These fucking slogans as well. But basic. Did you have fun with the conversation?
I did. Tonight's conversation was great.
Yeah. It was a really good one. Y'all know where to follow Basic on her schniznits.
Same everywhere.
I can't put TikTok because TikTok got another. That shit counting down like the new millennium or something like that. Like,
well, we have at least a year.
You know me, to be honest. Fuck them old bastards. They weren't about it for.
Right.
Listen, TikTok got his shit to work on too, because obviously us, I'm on you now, us and our culture, yeah, you missed it, Sadie. That's why I said you go back and watch it. Us and our culture is so appropriated, and where all our shit get taken on this motherfucking app. All of it.
Mm.
People shadow ban 24 goddamn 7 and don't know how I got there. I'm in the
Right.
shadow room all the time. I feel like my post has been fire. I'm like, why these bitches ain't growing like that? I feel like maybe likes aren't coming through. Somebody was like, yeah, I liked your stuff. I was like, I ain't got a like from you. They was like, I liked it. And that's when I realized, oh, I think I'm shadow banned on the low. I just don't know it.
Potentially.
Sometimes things happen. I'm just like, oh, okay. That's why I'm like, in a way, I'm like, you motherfuckers can kind of kick rocks at the way y'all acting, but you
Right.
know, we wouldn't all know each other if it wasn't for this. So, because Instagram ain't helping nobody, Facebook ain't helping nobody.
No.
It's very much controlled by them peoples, and you know, that's what it is. So,
Yeah.
but yes, follow me on all them joints too. So you know, make sure you follow me on the Facey of Books, not Facebook, no, on the Instagrams, Tiki of Talks, and you know,
Yeah.
that's about it. But all right, basic, you know, you got any closing things you want to throw in there?
No, well, yeah, thank you guys for coming. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe. You can share this one out to your friends. You can always go back and rewatch our episodes. Rewatch this one. If anybody missed it, you can rewatch it, send it out to your friends. It's a good one. And I feel like, you know, part of our experience is always we get to talk about things. And if my experiences and my life, you know, my stories can help somebody else, I'm happy to tell a story and cry. If it can be something that someone else can resonate with, or maybe can learn something with, or learn something or identify with, I'm happy to tell little pieces of my story and share with you guys. I enjoy it if I feel like it helps someone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel like it might touch someone or somebody else might resonate with it, share it out. And come back and see us again.
Yeah.
Don't be strangers.
Most definitely.
There's
I'm gonna
my
end the show. Go dig your hearts. Get the fucking fuck, man. You motherfuckers leveled up. So right. Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna end it with this. I feel like this is gonna be my life. This is my life mentally right now.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Because everybody know I love cats, and cats is the shit. There's some interesting animals. Why is this cat looking like this?
Why is he terrified?
I don't know. But that shit is weird. All right. And if y'all find me on top of y'all like this, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.